What is going on, people? It is Josh with JF Trading, and we are getting stock specific this morning. Happy Mother's Day. It is May 14th. It is about 9:30. Figured I'd get a quick video in, then go about my day. It is beautiful out here in New York. I'm going to run through Chesapeake Energy Corp, ticker symbol CHK. And for anyone curious as to why I don't trade oil stocks, I'm just going to pull up a picture of Mr. Aubrey McClendon. If you guys aren't familiar with Mr. McClendon, he was found dead after his car drove into a wall going 95 miles an hour. I think it was the day he was indicted on charges that he colluded with OPEC. So people don't believe me when I say that the oil markets are completely corrupted and rigged, and they have been for a very long time. Since it's the stability and backbone of America, there needs to be security to ensure that the markets aren't just going to collapse overnight and that the Saudis aren't going to pull some shady shit. So my theory is Aubrey McClendon was driving a very fast SUV. It was a BMW. It was one of the more recent BMWs, so it was connected to the internet via a push start button. I'm not sure if you guys kept up with any of the CIA WikiLeaks as well, but they also have that tool to deploy into vehicles to drive them off the road going 95 miles an hour. So I have a feeling that the CIA was somehow implicated in all of these oil collusion talks. So they took out Aubrey McClendon because he was willing to testify. And unbelievably, the stock really hasn't done much. But it's at an interesting position now. The only reason I'm bringing it up is because of its technical level. A lot of these oil stocks are very stable until there's instability in the oil markets. And recently there's been some relative instability in the oil markets. If you guys can see the range that Chick's been trading in for quite some time, I'm going to refer interchangeably to Chesapeake as Chick. The couple of trading floors that I worked on, that's the only way we refer to this stock is Chicky. So Chicky has been trading it within this bottom range of $1.40 to about $7 over the last 2 years. It's an interesting opportunity, and I only bring it up because of a couple of options writing strategies that I've done in the past on similar setups in the oil markets. So when you get these sort of range-bound plays and when you have crude starting to tick higher here, I'm going to pull up a chart of crude. If you guys can see, we're bouncing off the relative lows of about 45.5. So excuse me, that is my alarm. But if you see how flat we've traded over the last couple of years, 2 years I'd say, in Chesapeake, given the relative stability in the oil markets, this could be a good opportunity to buy some stock and write some options to generate some excess return on top of that position. I personally think the stock trades flat. It's going to continue to trade flat until there's some sort of groundbreaking OPEC news. I'm not sure exactly what that level is going to be, but you could actually buy the stock here at 563 or even 565 as it trades a little higher, and you could sell the 10 call or the 7.5 call or the 8 call. I'm not exactly sure the series that they're trading on right now. But if you were to buy 100 shares per contract, you'd be able to bring in maybe a couple $100, maybe a couple grand, depending on the size of your account. But it's an interesting opportunity just because I think Chesapeake continues to trade sideways. There really hasn't been any sort of breaking news that would signal the oil markets to break out. I believe that this is a pretty well formulated chart in that it holds its respected levels pretty well. So the relative safety and stability within the play is there. It's just a matter of risk return now. So it matters. It depends on how risk averse you are or how willing you are to take on certain risks. Obviously, the options writing strategies are limited in risk, but there is some more risk than just owning the stock. For example, if you were to buy the stock and then sell the calls and the stock price continues to trade higher, you'd get called away on your shares and you'd have to sell them at a loss. But that's just the name of the game. With that strategy, it's actually defined, so there is no unlimited strategy. But let's get back to the technicals. So the technical levels in Chesapeake Energy are pretty significant. This is the weekly level, or weekly chart, excuse me. So anything below 10 and the stock isn't in business. I believe the second the stock breaks out of this $10 level and trades past a couple of these relative lows here back in, what is this? This is 09 and then 2012. Once we trade with confidence above that level, maybe even get back towards the middle of the linear regression over the last 50 days, then there's definitely some potential for the stock to run. But realistically speaking, don't believe this stock's going to have a lot of price discovery in the coming months. This is a battleground stock. I know you guys have heard me say that before in the past, but this is a stock that the HFTs love to get to fight in. They battle it out with massive size. I've actually traded in and out of this stock with some pretty massive size as well. If you can see, it's kind of one of those range-bound one centers. So if you can zoom in here, let's see if we can find a good run. If we can get lucky, if we were able to short, the 68s for 20,000 shares and cover at the 62s, that's just 6 cents, and we just made what, $1,200. So there's a lot of money to be made in these stocks. But the thing is, they're very flashy, they're very fake, and there isn't a lot of confidence with size to get out because of just the fakiness and the flashiness of the level 2s. I'm going to eventually get around to making a video about that, the fakiness of the level 2s. My good buddy, let's call him Sushi One. He is an expert with this. I'm going to try to get him on the show eventually so we can explain how the hell he goes about trading and making thousands of dollars within these just micro cent setups. It's pretty impressive. It's definitely something you guys are not familiar to. It's very, very behind closed doors. Not a lot of information about it out there. But I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I got some decent analysis out there. I don't want to drag on too long right now because all the bag holders and stock twits losers are going to get mad at me. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy your day with your mom. Happy Mother's Day to everyone, not with their moms. Best of luck with everyone this week coming into the trading sessions. Let's hope that we get a nice pop back towards the highs. Relatively speaking, we're trading back towards the middle of the range, in the SPYs, I should say. So let's see what happens, guys. Please comment down below if I mess anything up. Please like or comment, do anything like that if you'd like me to suggest any names to cover. But if not, I will be back with you guys first thing tomorrow morning. Cheers, guys. Have a great day.